Hello, Chelsea again. Today, here we do another anime review, and this anime review is to Yamada-kun to 7 ni no Moji. Yep, it's the episode, guys, episode 2. It's episode 2, guys. So, this episode, it just focused around the new girl that got introduced from the end of the last episode. The new girl that got introduced. She wanted to join the supernatural club, which both Yamada and I forgot who the main character, the main male lead, and I forgot the Suzuri, I think her name is. I can't remember. I'm not very good with names, guys. I'm not very good with names. Yamada, I'm able to remember, because now, thanks to his name being on the name of the anime, yeah, it's easy to remember his name. So, but Yamada, the main character, and the main female, and the other guy, which I can't remember. But another female character has been introduced into this episode. It seems to be she really wants to join the supernatural club, supernatural research club. Seems like she wants to join. And when she thought she did, she found out that Yamada and the others are only not really post members, and she felt like she got tricked. But then along the way, then we found that along the way we found out she spread rumors about Yamada and the main female character kissing, which because the main heroine, the main female, is usually known as an honor student, So, you know, if you're and she's well known in the school, so if you're an honor student and you're well known, someone like that who's Yamada, who's a delinquent, one of the people that gets hated in the school, you know how bad that situation it could be. Which I think is not, sort of. Unless the person you're actually in love with, we completely know he's a bad, or she or he's a bad person. We know completely. But Yamada has a bad reputation in the school, being a delinquent and stuff, so usually you might think rumors like that in anime will be very high spread and might cause problems. But we also found that the new female character is a liar. Usually, she's a liar. Well, not lying per se, but the entire school thinks she lies. Because she is a very big supernatural fan. She likes anything supernatural. So what do you expect? If you are someone who spreads around that something supernatural happens, but you have no proof, complete proper proof of it, and you try to show someone, what do you expect? If you keep on doing that, they all might feel like you're lying. So that's the reason why that's the reason why she got called a big liar in the school, because technically, really she doesn't. The way it looks like she doesn't lie. I know the way her character actually is. I don't think she lies. Just, unfortunately, what she hoped to believe is unrealistic, and thanks to not being realistic, which actually technically in this anime is realistic, supernatural event is realistic in this anime, because the main character Yamada can switch bodies by kissing with someone, any person, and I found out it's not his body that does it. It actually seems to be his own soul and mind. His own soul and mind has that ability, because it seems like he can also switch bodies it seems like he can actually switch bodies with him being in someone else's body. So he doesn't have to be in his own body to switch bodies. He can switch bodies with someone else in someone else's body. So, for example, at some point, if I accidentally trip and I end up kissing him, and he goes into my body, he can actually use my own body and go and kiss someone else, and they end up being transforming into, and he takes over their body, and that person takes over my body. So technically, the kissing part for a guy would be weird unless you're gay, which I'm not, so it would be weird for me. to get kissed by a guy, but technically that's what I'm bringing as an example. So if I get kissed by that guy and he will take over my body, and he can use my body to kiss someone else, which I'm hoping if it does actually, if I was in his own body, I'm hoping he will kiss a girl because that would be more appropriate for me. But if he does end up kissing someone, yes, he will end up transferring his body, and that person will switch into my body. Which technically seems like his kiss ability can affect anybody, and no matter if he's in anybody else's body. Him himself has that capability of switching bodies. So that's the big thing. I'm just using this as an example. If I was in that situation, someone actually met someone who has a capability of switching a body part and it turned out to be a guy or something. Or it could be a girl. It could be a girl that could do that as well. But I'm using as Yamada as the main fit. So as he's a guy, use him. So technically, if he kisses someone, and he still can he can take over someone's body, and he can still do that even in someone else's body. And use myself as an example if I was one of the people who he ended up switching with. So and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a female, it still works. So like I said, if I was one of the characters and he ended up kissing me because by some strange accident or he got forced into doing it, and he takes over my body, he can use my own body and kiss someone else, and so he can actually transfer his own mind and soul into that person's body, and they end up switching. So imagine if he ends up doing that to a girl. So he kisses in my body or his own body, he kisses a girl. That means he can do anything to her body and won't be at all weird, because now he'd be classified as a girl. Seeing the girl parts, because they end up doing that, they actually end up doing that for some reason. But lucky, and with my girl parts, I mean, like, it does have fan service. This does have fan service. So there are, but it's not much fan service, but it made total sense for a body switching anime. Fan service will come in. The guy will be interested. The person who, if you're a guy transferring yourself into a girl's body, you will might have the interest of seeing it. But as you're a girl now, you have technically no resistance. You have no resistance of looking. Well, hope not. But I think that's the situation. I have no idea if there is such thing as proper body switches. How would I react if I was in a girl's body? I have no idea. Because as a guy right now, I will try to resist anything. When I will try to make sure I don't even get into those situations of seeing a girl naked unless they want me to. If they want me to, that's when I break my resistance. But if they don't want me to, or they didn't tell me to do it, I will definitely not. But if I was actually in a girl's body, then I have no idea. I can still have that resistance, but as I will be a girl now, it won't be that bad because I'm a girl in that situation. So it'll be. Actually, guys, I want you guys to answer this question below. If you were in a girl's body, or if you're a guy or you're a girl, if you're in the opposite sex body, and you had the urge to maybe see any body part of that person you just switched bodies to see what it actually looks like if you're an opposite sex, what would you do? How would you feel? Would you automatically do it? Would you automatically resist? Just think about it. For me, if I was a girl, if I did try, to me, I think it won't be that weird, actually. I'm actually one of those people who, if I'm able to do it, and it won't be that wrong, because I'll be in a different complete body, a proper feminine body, a proper female body, I'll be classifying myself as a female and just look, because I'm in a female's body. Even though it's not my own body, I'm technically, if I transfer to a different girl's body, if a different person's body and it's a girl, technically, I'm that girl now. I'm that person. No matter if I have a different mind or not, I will be that person. Because in real life, people judge who you are because of your body. Well, so part of the people who judge who you are is from body. The only way that person will know know who you are, even though you were switching to someone else's body, they know your personality really well. Like, that's the only way you could judge someone, unless that person admits it. But if that person does not admit it, the only way you can find out who that person really is through their personality. And they're always going to have the same person. Even though they're trying to change it, you can automate, if you're new to that person, you more likely will automatically tell who that person is. So that might be the only, and that's the only thing you can tell they're that person. If they have the same personality. If they kept the same personality, that's one way you know that's that person. But again, as they're in a different person's body, they're still technically that person no matter what. Because the body is the main thing to your identity. Even though your personality is part of your personality, the main focus to someone's identity is the body. The facial structure, everything. Because that's the only way to see who that person is. So, even if you did switch bodies, no matter what, you're classified as that person. You are you're that gender. No matter what, and that's what I got so, even though I know I'm talking about not sort of talking off the subject, because this does involve in the anime, but I'm only talking about it, guys, because it hardly comes up. Body switching hardly comes up in anime. Like, it hardly comes up. It's pretty rare. I found out it was pretty rare. I have seen a lot stuff like that, but I found out they're rare. Body switching is rare, which I found out not that long ago. So it's something new thing I found out. I know I'm an anime reviewer, but you don't expect me to know everything about anime. God damn it, everybody. But anyway, back to what I was saying about the body switching before I go back to the anime itself. But technically, if I was body switching with someone, I will classify myself as that person, and as I'm a female, I'll mortally be alright. I will feel alright looking what a girl's body looks like, and yeah. You guys can't complain. You guys won't complain. You guys should not complain, because now, technically, if I was a female's body, I'll be a female anyway, so it won't be weird, and it won't be inappropriate for me to look. So that's what I would say. If I got transferred into a girl's body, I will more likely have no resistance to look. But if you're a girl, I'm also talking this to girl. If you end up switching to a guy's body, I'm just talking about how you girls react, and the same with the guys. If you end up switching with a girl's body, how would you guys react? I already told you my reaction if I end up switching with a girl. For a guy, not really, because technically I was originally a guy anyway. The only thing I'll be embarrassed about was the kiss part. Not really be switching bodies, because technically we're both guys. So technically, it'll be weird. Like, that will be weird to look. But technically, as we're both guys, we know what's there, so it doesn't matter that much. But for a female, if I end up switching with a female, then it'll be different. That could be the difference. Because again, us guys never really you'll never every day get a chance to see what's under there. So that gave you a clue. But this anime but again, like I said, guys, if you are in that situation, you end up switching a body with a different gender to you, how you guys would react? How would you guys, and you end up having the urge to see what the body looks like, and as you're in that body right now, you can use that body to look. What would you do? Would you actually look, or would you actually try to resist? Like I said, with me, I'm more likely to look, because I'm now a female. It won't be that big of a deal. Even though I have a guy's mind, it won't be that big a deal. That situation, I'll be classified as a lesbian if it wasn't a girl's body. So, who cares? If that situation, yep. But it doesn't matter because as I'm a guy, I completely like girls. I like girls, so I'd be alright even if I was a female's body, I'd be classified as a lesbian. But if a female does that to my own body, that's the difference. You might not feel embarrassed to looking at someone else's the body you're in now, but you will feel embarrassed for someone actually looking into your old body. So in other words, if like I said, I'll be alright looking at the person's body if I end up possessing that person's body. I'll be alright looking at that because now I'm that person, so it won't be that weird looking. But the person I possessed it with could actually think that's embarrassing, which I can see why, because it's still their body. It was originally their body. I'm still technically also looking at them as well, but as no longer in that body, as because we switched. Technically, I'm that person now, so it won't be that weird. It'll be, to me, it won't be that weird. But to her, to her or he will think it's weird. It will think it's weird. But I'll be in that same situation as well if they end up looking at my body. I'll be shocked like the hell. I'll be trying to push them away or something to make sure they don't look. Which makes logical sense. A normal human reaction, even if you did switch bodies. What do you expect? But anyway, my question is to you guys: if you guys were in if you end up switching a body with a different genre, would you look at the completely look at the body you're possessed now? Would you actually completely look at it from clothing to the nude? What would you actually do that? Would you actually do that? Like I said, with me, I think I'm more like a will because now I'm that person, but also because I'm a guy, so I have interests of knowing what it looks like. But anyway, back to the main part of the review about the video. I know that took a while, guys, but I'm trying to make sure to at least try to explain better because my explanation is first not that good if it's short. So if it's long, it's more easy to talk about. But now basically this episode was just mostly focused around a new female that just got introduced. It was talking about her in this episode, which I can see. Which, again, like I told you, she's a liar, and, well, she's not a liar, but people classify as a liar because she talks about something that has not been proven to exist in this world, so, it makes and she ends up trying to spread the rumor, again, for Yamada and the others kissing, and the other female character kissing, which, of course, is not a lie, they do kiss, but only to switch bodies, but again, they don't want the people to find out they have that ability, or even they kissed. And Yamada doesn't want the main female character to be in trouble. He doesn't want her to have a bad reputation or anything. So it makes logical sense. He would try to defend her. But also, we also find out that some of the objects that the new female character brought were from bad people. And she gone into after Yamada and the new female character switched bodies because Yamada decides to do that to make sure that the rumors about him kissing the Mayfield character is over with, telling it's a lie. But of course, everybody knew it was a lie anyway. So because they don't believe her anyway. But then the other female character decides to go to the people she bought those items from in Yamada's body and try to fight them because it seems like they're guys and they were conning her because they would cost like a lot of money, those objects, and she couldn't pay, and because she got conned into it, she decides to fight back in Yamada's body, but ends up failing, and you know, Yamada ends up kicking people's asses in her body. So you might think, Yamada is strong! Even if he's in a female, even though he's in a different gender body who's not really built for fighting, unless the person you actually switch to is actually also built for fighting as well. But technically, the person he used to the new character, the new female character who got introduced, she wasn't really built for fighting, but as Yamada spirit, he used his own spirit to fight, you could say, and yeah, mostly that's what this episode about. Now, let's go to the animation quickly. The animation, again, it's good. It's still as good as ever. It's still got very good animation. it's still got very good animation. It's pretty good, the animation. Even the little fight scene it just showed. But it's still pretty good. I like the animation. I like the moe feel it gave. I like the feel it gave. And just like I said, the concept, this anime's concept about switching bodies is just interests me, because I want to see each individual character's reaction to each individual body they transfer to. I like that idea. So far, I've seen what I expected. All the characters will try to look at the body part of the different gender they switched with. So, if they were a guy, if they end up switching with someone who's a guy with the same gender, they won't, because they know what they expect. But if they actually did switch to someone with a different gender, they would see what's happening. So, yeah. But anyway, mostly that's my review to Yamada-kun to 7 no Moji, episode 2. Alright, sorry guys, this was long, because my explanation about the body switching, telling you guys the question stuff on what I would do, did take a while. Sorry about that. But like I said, I'm actually pretty interested in body switch. I'm actually pretty interested in my reaction. Because that's what because that's what I think I would do. I think that's what I would do. But again, I've never done it, so how would I know? How would I fully know how to react if I end up getting transferred into a girl's body? I don't know what I would do. I know what I do if I get transferred into a guy's body, somehow through kiss. The only thing I'd be embarrassed about is the kiss. That's it. And I won't really give a damn to look at anything, because I'm a guy, so I know what it looks like, so. But if I was in a girl's body, I wouldn't be fully embarrassed about the kiss, because anybody would be embarrassed if they get kissed. Anybody will get embarrassed. It's impossible not to get embarrassed if you got kissed. But more like if I was a different person, of course, because of that. But then also I'll feel more. But I also might feel more embarrassing to look at the female's body. But like I said, I just told you guys. To myself, I think as I'm now, if I was in a girl's body, I'll be now classified as a girl. So to me, I don't think it's embarrassing to look. The only time it will be embarrassing to look if I end up doing that in front of the public. Now that would be embarrassing. Anybody would be embarrassed to try to look in front of public. You have to be very brave to do that. And very pathetic, no doubt. Which I think, what the hell you do that for? So if I end up in a female's body, I will go, and if I have no resistance to look, I only do that when I'm alone. Or at least in somewhere which won't be weird me to look at places like that. So, like if I'm in the bathroom in my own room. So, yeah. But anyway, that's my review of this anime today. Hope you guys like it. Sorry for the very long explanation of the question I wanted you guys to answer. If you end up switching with a different sex, with a different gender to you, from body switch, for your kiss, how would you guys react? How would you guys react? Would you actually look at the body? But anyway, hope you guys like it. Become one of the Channel main fans today. If you guys want to send me fan mail, go in my description below. You see my address there. You guys can send me anything. And yeah. Anyway, hope you guys like it. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys!